Hey guys, now I'm going to show you how to install the Phantom Skin's Chromatics Carbon Fiber Skin to your MacBook Air. What I'm going to do is I've always done the easiest first. So I've cleaned, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to take it and go ahead and since I've had it, I've gotten it a little bit dirty myself, so I'm going to clean the skin off itself. Making sure to use this. I've got an additional one, that way my greasy hands, or everybody's greasy hands, don't actually touch the machine. So if you don't have two of these, you might want to cut this one in half, so that way you're not putting any oils, anything, after you clean that, because then the point of cleaning it is lost. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this off. And I'm going to start out with the bottom because obvious, it's going to be the easiest one. So now the instructions say to start from the center out, but I would tell you from experience that if you start from one side and work to the other, the majority of the time you're going to come out good. Especially if you've lined it up really, really well. And they give you all kinds of markers to say where this thing needs to go. So what I'm going to do is take and lay it down here. You can see it. I'm going to fold this back so I can line my markers up. I may end up doing a video for every section. So then, I'm going to come over here. In this back just a little bit. Line my markers up. And apply from the middle out. And what you can do is just bring this back over. Never be too careful. This stuff's thick enough that if you got a piece of fiber or something in it, it won't actually show. But if you're going to be installing one of their clear models, it may actually show. So run your thumb down the middle, then bring it up to the sides. There. That's always a good sign whenever the second marker on the, which is this little screw right here. I know you can't see that, pretty good distance. You couldn't see the whole thing if I was right on top of it. What I'm doing is I'm just putting my whole hand on there and moving that finger forward. And that's helping me keep it down and work these bubbles out. And there's really no way that I can show you these bubbles because of the way this is all laid out. Okay, I'm going to pull up just a little bit more. Okay. I'll tell you, the thickness of this product is really helping out in getting these bubbles out because this is really, wow. Fix that. Wow. Now, you may think, what is he rubbing it all over for? Well, what this is going to do is cause friction. Friction is going to cause heat. They actually state on here to use a hair dryer. I don't have one. So to supplement that, I'm going to just take from the center out and rub it out. Rubbing it to the corners, to the center, making sure before I get going anywhere that all these edges have been pulled out and pressed down, and just really run your hands all over it. But when you get to the edges, kind of apply a little bit more pressure. And what that's going to do is it's going to set that edge in to where whenever something hits between the edge and your machine, which probably nothing will, but it doesn't pull it apart. Now, one thing you don't want to do is start smacking it. No, you just want to apply your hand and pull, and then as you get closer to the edge, apply more pressure. Because in here is all the workings of your computer. You don't want to smash anything on the inside. Plus, it's not going to help the inside of this at all. I mean, just pulling the air out and applying pressure and getting it hot, just rubbing it, it's going to be plenty good enough. But when you apply pressure on the edge, this is where everything's bracketed. It's got little housings for these screws to go into, so it's gonna be able to take that pressure that you're applying to the edge of it. So, and then just run around the edge of it, heating it up. This is, of course, after you know you've got all those air bubbles out. This is what that hair dryer is going to do, but if you're like me, you're a guy and you just don't have a hair dryer, this is an alternative. Plus, if you don't have any electricity around, which if you've got a computer, you've got electricity, but some places you don't have an extra cord. This is just to get a little bit hot, and you'll feel it on your fingertips. Your fingertips are going to get a little bit hot. But you guys, I'm telling you, it's absolutely beautiful after you get it on your machine. Absolutely beautiful. As you see, I started on this side. Actually, I'm sorry. Started on this side. I got my markers lined up. Probably done just a little bit better on that circle, but it's where it needs to be. That circle's great. That's the one I started with. Started those, and it came along, and well, you can't really see, but every little dot is where a screw is, and that's how you know where it should be. If you get to that first set of screws here, and you're not lined up, then you want to just gradually pull up a little bit, and then you should be good to go.